let's try this once more. Because the dumbass forgot to turn the microphone on. You know, I, I should know by now that when you switch microphones, you have to go into the settings and add that microphone back on. It doesn't do it automatically. So, a little dark in here. See if we can liven things up a little bit. Come on. I guess that's all the brighter it's going to get. And turn the other one on. No, we don't want that. We don't want that. No, we don't want that. We don't want that. We don't want that. We don't want that. Okay. We'll take that. Okay. Today was a fun day. New toys arrived. Two of them are from my buddy's son out in Burbank. Get things. My Zippelglots are here. So, first of all, the new headphones. Now these are the AKG K240s, which I was telling you about. See the nice fancy gold, and then up top, well, you can't really see it there, the K240. These are what a professional recording artist would wear in the booth. And I'll tell you what, I gave him a quick test. And you know, these are professional. These blow these away. The clarity is unbelievable. I'll tell you what, these are so sensitive that you could hear a fly fart. And the only reason I'm not using them right now is I want to hook these to my Blue Yeti microphone and get them tuned in, because you have to do some adjustments. Next, along with the headphones, is the fancy 4K AI webcam. Get that a little straight so you can read it there. And the neat thing is, this webcam not only will follow me, it also has a remote where I can zoom in, zoom out. If I'm sitting here and I want the camera, say there was a group of people here, and want the camera to focus on somebody else, take that remote, manually turn that camera. Yeah. That's going to be fun. Now, even though it's a plug and play, I'm actually going to read the instructions. Because that camera is going to be fun to play with. Especially with the remote, with the zoom in, zoom out. Remember the other one? I had to make the hand signs. Nope. This one, I can just have the remote in my hand and activate without having to wave at the screen. And the final fun item, the microphone flag for Grumpy's new segment, Grumpy's Dumpster Fire. And of course, you know, we had to put the vulture on there. But that is the new microphone flag. You see the microphone just slides in there. For Grumpy's segment, Grumpy's Dumpster Fire. Look at that dumpster fire. Poor waste management. So, today was a big day. Of course, you know, my mail carrier really hates me. Although I'll tell you what, you know, since the days of the virus, more and more and more and more people order online. And you know, even though it's a pain in the ass for the postal carriers, it gives the post office more work. The only thing that really pisses me off, friends, and I discovered this, and both FedEx and UPS do this. You order a package, depending on the size and weight. Say a small package like this. You don't trust the post office, so you send it by FedEx or by UPS, okay? Do you think FedEx and UPS are going to deliver that package? Not. They're going to take the trucks down to the main post office on Orange Avenue and transfer those small packages to the post office. And then your mail carrier delivers them. Well, why spend all that money for, and especially FedEx, they need cheap, but for FedEx or UPS, go in the post office, get a priority mail envelope, send it priority, and give the post office all the work. Because I'll tell you another thing. I had 2 packages shipped out of California. This was 2 or 3 weeks ago. One, priority mail through the post office, and the second one was shipped UPS. I got the priority mail one 3 days faster. The one that was sent, UPS, which it must have been right around that weight limit because UPS actually delivered it, but it came 3 days later than the package that was sent priority mail. And the one that was sent priority mail actually weighed like a pound more. So, friends, save your money. I know we want to keep UPS and FedEx working, but believe me, they're busy enough. Save your money. Send it prior, because a lot of priority packages are pre-priced. Now, I haven't mailed packages in a while, but for a box about this big, and about, let's say, 18 by 11 by 3 or 4, used to be a flat rate. Whether you put 2 ounces in there or 2 pounds in there, it was a flat rate. And like I say, I haven't mailed packages in a while, but for that flat rate was like $8. And FedEx wanted like 22. So 9 times out of 10, if it's a small package, friends, just send it by the post office, because they're going to end up with it anyway. Just a little bit of information. I also was experimenting with the add-on for Prism Live Studio. It's called Prism Lens. And you get AI-generated backgrounds. And the only thing is, I couldn't figure out how to get the AI. You know, you could go into Prism Lens, get the background. I can't figure the transfer to get it on Prism Studio. I accidentally had it once, but I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, and I couldn't get it up the second time. Because they've got some neat AI backgrounds. You don't need a green screen. That's the nice thing. But typical me, you know, do something accidentally, don't pay attention to what the fuck you're doing, and you can't figure it out the second time. I think the video is up with the first background, but I had an even better one that I wanted to use here. And I couldn't figure it out. Typical old man. On a sad note, and you know, I never want to bring my listeners down, but I just read where Jay Leno had to file for conservatorship over his wife Mavis due to her Alzheimer's. And there's been no mention. And when it started, the article didn't say, just said, you know, they've been married 44 years. And it's sad. Because after Jay lost his parents, he basically had No one except his wife. And his NBC family, you know, he considered them family. As a matter of fact, when NBC had big budget cuts, and they were going to eliminate half of his production crew, Jay said, no, I will pay their wages. And he did. He kept the whole crew working out of his pocket. He paid their wages, their hospitalization, all the benefits that they had with NBC. He said, "No, you're not gonna screw my family over. This is my family." And that's that's one of the reasons he's got the following he has. When they did that to Carson, Carson didn't pitch in out of his pocket and go, wait a minute. No. But Jay did. Damn cigarettes. I keep saying they're trying to tell me something. So I'm gonna try to follow up on that story and see if get some more information. It's nice that Jay is retired and he can be with Mavis 24/7 if he wants. His garage just about runs itself. He's got a wonderful crew that he also considers family. And that garage, they're always tinkering with something, restoring a new project or updating, And, that garage that he has is actually two airplane hangars together. He bought two airplanes, and these things are huge. Had the floors redone, both sides. Had the whole, called in interior decorator and had so it looks like, his garage looks like a museum and it's got a workshop. And Jay is there tinkering with his cars. He said basically every couple days he drives something different home. Today he may be driving, 1940 Dodge truck. And a couple days later he's driving a Stanley steamer or, whatever he wants. He just tells the guys, I'm going to take that, and they make sure it's ready to go. And I'll tell you what, he has got an outstanding collection of cars. Sometime go on his collection. Look, Jay Leno's garage. Check it out. Outstanding. He's got some cars I would kill for. The one that he's got there that I would love to have is he's got one of the original Chrysler turbine cars that still runs and drives to this day. He takes it out every now and then. I would love to have that car. The only problem is, who the hell's going to maintain it? He was lucky enough to have one of the main engineers on that project literally come in and teach one of his men everything about maintaining that car. Because it's not like you can take it, to Jiffy Lube, and I would love to have that car. I remember when they had that car at the auto show here in Cleveland. And every hour they would start it. And I stood in front of that car for like 45 minutes waiting to hear that car. And I'll tell you what, it made my day. Because I remember one of the guys from Chrysler saying, "Hey, kid, we're not going to start this car for 45 more minutes. You missed the last one." And I said, "Yeah, that's why I'm here." And I wouldn't move until I heard that car. And then I was happy. Of course, my father thought I was fucking nuts. It was like, you came to see the auto show. I said, yeah, and I also came to see this car. It's 10:15. At 11 o'clock, come back here and I'll be ready to go. That's when they're going to start it again. I missed it. Because they only let it run like 5 minutes. But it was the best 5 minutes of my life. And that's all I heard on the way home, from my father. Well, did you hear your goddamn car run? Yes. And it was sad. Because I think they built 55 of them. And they did a test evaluation for a year. And people were awarded these cars to drive maintenance free. Chrysler paid for everything. And at the end of the year, they brought you in and you had to do an evaluation. And then, of course, you had to return the car. And I think out of the 55, I think they crushed 50 of them. And I'm not sure. I think the car that Jay has was on display for years in the Chrysler building in New York. I think that's where that car came from. There are 5 of them still. They gave 4 of them to museums, and I think this is the one that was from the Chrysler building. But it was a shame. Oh. They actually videotaped the cars being crushed. And nobody could take it. There was a guy who said, I drove one of these for a year. Can I at least have a hubcap? They said, no, this is all prototypes. It was a wheel cover. And it didn't get crushed anyway. It just got thrown in the scrap heap. But they also had 24-hour security there, so you couldn't come in at night, sneak over the fence. Yeah, it was sad seeing them cars crushed. Sometime go on YouTube and watch the videos of the Chrysler turbine car. I have the book and I have the documentary that was on DVD. That's how much. I have 2 of the 124 scale models of Chrysler turbine car. That's how much to this day, I'm infatuated with that car. There's a couple other vehicles I'd love to own, but unfortunately, takes money. I actually found one of the vehicles. As a matter of fact, it's down in southern Ohio. A Toyota motorhome. Remember when you could rent them from U-Haul? Well, you could also buy them from RV outlets. And there's one down in southern Ohio, and I think they want $7,000 for it. It needs some interior work, but it runs, it drives. The guy just has no desire to go camping anymore. I would love to have that motorhome. Because it's on a Toyota chassis. It's a Mini, perfect size for me to visit, friends. That way, I could pull up in the driveway and say, "Don't worry about me. I got a place to sleep tonight." But I'd love to have it. I wish I had the money. I think it's $6,800. It's only got like 60,000 miles on it. And it's a stick. It's got I want to say R23. I'm not sure. It's I think it's the R23 engine. It was the best six-cylinder engine Toyota ever built. They had one that basically, without maintenance, went, talking about tear down. It went 1,000,000 miles. You couldn't kill that engine. And then Toyota went, "Wait a minute, we're screwing ourselves with that." And they stopped building it. I'm pretty sure it was the R23. I'll have to look it up. It was the best engine they ever built. And the guy said, the engine still runs as strong as the day he bought it, because he bought it new. Clutch is perfect. There's another vehicle that I would love to own. I think it's up in New Jersey. They just imported it in. It's a Toyota Crown. Now it's a hearse, but the hearse part is removable. You take that fancy back end off, and I could have me a Toyota Crown pickup truck. And the Crown is basically their limousine division. If you see Heads of State over in Japan, it's a Toyota Crown. And the strange thing is, this thing is a 4-speed on the column, which would drive me crazy trying to, I'm used to shifting with my right hand. You'd have to, because this thing is right-hand drive. But it's a 4 on the tree. I'd love to have it. It's cool. But it takes money. Something the grumpy old man doesn't have. And with that, tomorrow we're going to test the AI cam. Now, for some reason, Prism Live is very fussy about cameras because the other AI cam that I've got, the one that I have to make all the hand signals for, I could only run that on YouTube. For some reason, Prism Live Studio would not accept that camera. So tomorrow I might be on one platform instead of two. But with that, I'm going to play with my toys. Yeah, you're never too young for toys. You're never too old for toys. And with that,